Martin Bell, corruption is now widespread and endemic, he said.
I certainly agree that the system needs to be changed from top to toe, and I strongly agree that we should just now get on with it. I mean, listening to Gordon Brown and David Cameron, you'd think that we have to sort of wait for someone else to decide for us how to put a proper system in place. We could sit down, I'm happy to sit down with David Cameron, Gordon Brown tomorrow morning and thrash out a new system which would include item by item receipts so that MPs can only claim for something they've spent money on legitimately, spot checks so every MP is sort of haunted by the possibility that someone might knock on their door and say, I want to have a look at all your accounts, and an end to the second home allowance for anyone living in the Greater London area within commutable distance of the House of Commons. These are changes we could decide for ourselves now. I don't think we've got the luxury, frankly, to wait for several more months before doing so.
But I think I'm right in saying that your party tries to ensure that London MPs don't claim allowances when they live.
We have taken a number of steps in the absence of a proper overhaul of the rules. So not a single Liberal Democrat MP in the Greater London area claims the second home allowance. We have started publishing on a quarterly basis all the figures that we can about the money that we've spent. But, you know, this is not a sort of beauty contest between one party or the other, because, of course, it's all politicians who are in the dock now. The whole of the kind of Westminster village is now in the last chance saloon. And I don't think we have the luxury, as I say, to wait for another committee to come up with another report and another set of recommendations that then get poured over, then get whittled down, as the last set of recommendations did. I think political leaders should and can now get together and thrash out new rules.
Why haven't they done it before now? Because it's just not in their interest?
Because it's traditionally considered to be a subject not for political leaders to get to interfere with. It's traditionally seen to be what is called in the kind of Westminster language a subject for the House. In other words, it's in effect a kind of free vote for MPs to decide for themselves. I really think we're now well past that point. I think that all mainstream politicians of all parties are now looked at with complete disbelief by many people in the country who are struggling to keep their jobs, worried about losing their jobs, worried about losing the roof over their heads, and to see MPs sort of, you know, up to their neck in this really weird system which no one understands and which has all these different exemptions and loopholes, and there'll be one revelation after another. It'll affect all political parties. That's why I think we have a common interest in sorting this out quickly.
Nick Clegg, thanks very much for joining us. Thank you.
Other news now, a human arm has been found in a country lane in Hertfordshire just a week after a leg was discovered beside a road. It was discovered yesterday and